Hey Rockstar, Steve aka Void here, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Pajama Jam, where I attempt to learn classic songs up to speed in 30 minutes or less live on camera. Tonight's episode, we are going to be having a Lenny Kravitz double header. I'm really excited about this one. Great riffs tonight, and we are going to be working on Rock and Roll is Dead as well as Are You Gonna Go My Way. So first, before we get into it, let me know that you can see and hear me clearly. Let me play a little bit. So I have my guitar here, I got my mic. Let me know if you could see and hear me clearly. Also, let me know where you are watching from, if you're wearing your jammies, and let's see that, make sure that everything works okay. So my chat is okay, perfect, that's working, awesome. Welcome Denis, welcome Brandon. Awesome, great. So super stoked about tonight's episode. Let me take this countdown off here. Cool. So tonight's episode again, Rock and Roll is Dead, released in 1995. Are You Gonna Go My Way, released in 1993. Two killer Lenny Kravitz riffs that I'm really excited to dig into. I've loved these songs, these riffs, but I just have never played them. So, I mean, Are You Gonna Go My Way is probably one of the most well-known Lenny Kravitz songs. I mean, there is also, I guess, Fly Away would be probably the most popular, that and Are You Gonna Go My Way. But Rock and Roll is Dead, I actually forgot about that. I was gonna play Are You Gonna Go My Way. Then I got a songbook, and I remembered Rock and Roll is Dead. I completely forgot about that song. And so I loaded it up and I was like, yes, this riff is amazing. So I decided to do a Lenny Kravitz doubleheader tonight, and I think it's gonna be really great. So, hey Johnny, how's it going, buddy? So let's get started. Basically, if this is your first time watching Pajama Jam, then I just wanted to let you know what to expect. So basically, I'm going to be attempting to learn riffs up to speed in 30 minutes or less. And in doing that, I want you, no matter what level you're at on guitar, I want you to just watch the strategies. I'm going to narrate as much as possible of what I'm thinking as I'm learning, so that you could watch a professional learn. And if you've read my book, Practice Less, Play More, then a lot of the strategies will seem familiar. And also, if you're in my Play From Day One mentorship program, then a lot of the strategies will seem familiar as well. And if you've never heard of either of those, and this is your first time here, then just watch the strategies. Watch how I'm doing each move sort of strategically. I'm approaching this from an angle where the end result is being able to play it in a very short period of time. Okay, so hey Dan, how's it going? Hey Tommy, good to see you. Dan's watching while driving home. Awesome. I don't know if you're the one doing the driving or if you're just in the car, but just be careful out there. So that is Pajama Jam. Basically, I'm going to go over how I prepared for the practice session, as well as I'm going to explain what I'm thinking while I'm practicing. So I also broadcasted this earlier today, that my pre-practice, basically what I have is I downloaded the songbook. Okay, and I got that from what I'm hearing is called Scribd. I called it Scribd or Scribed. I guess it's called Scribd. I downloaded the songbook there, and it was like a Lenny Kravitz greatest hits sort of thing. I quickly scanned through the songs just to make sure there wasn't any weirdness in there. So I was looking through the PDF just to make sure there weren't any weird techniques or anything like that. I could mark it down if there were. But I also, and I made a pretty big deal of this in the broadcast earlier today, was I starred the different sections. So if you have a piece of paper, like if you have a pen and the book, you would asterisk the different sections that you want to learn, so that when you're actually practicing, you don't have to look through all that stuff. Pre-practice is all about preparing everything so that you don't have to think, you don't have to do anything but learn while you're practicing. Okay, so what did I do? I got the songbook downloaded, I quickly scanned and starred each section. I got the tempos, 186 BPM for Rock and Roll is Dead, 128 BPM for Are You Gonna Go My Way. I tuned my guitar. I also listened to each track a couple of times, and I also downloaded 2 backing tracks that I'm going to be playing along to. Last week's episode was Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots, and I was playing along with the backing track. I had so much fun playing along with the backing track that I think that's probably going to be a staple. I mean, definitely some form of backing, either looper or the backing track itself. Okay, so let's get the metronome set back up for Rock and Roll is Dead, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attempt to learn this in the first part of the show, and I'm also going to have kind of like a secondary countdown timer, because I'm going to be racing against the clock. So, hey Chris, how's it going, buddy? Cool, great stuff, great to have you here, and let's do this. Let's get the countdown timer on the screen, let's set it up, and let's get started. So today's the 4th, and yep, okay, let's get that to 30 minutes. Okay, perfect. So we've got the countdown on the screen, and you should be able to see the tab right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get started over here. So I'm going to actually learn this with no tempo. So I'm just going to go through the different moves here. Now, it's very important that you know the song when you're learning it. Like, you might not know this riff, but I know this riff. I know what it's supposed to sound like up here. And when you're learning songs, that's what I highly, highly recommend. So I'm going to do with no tempo practice first with clean guitar setting. Okay, so I'm going to basically go over this part over here. Okay, just with no tempo practice. And just, it doesn't even matter what what fingers I'm using. It just matters that I check for any weird moves or anything like that. Okay, so. Okay. Okay, and I guess that would be a bend. Okay, it doesn't matter what timing I'm doing right now, it just matters that I'm playing what's on the tab. Okay, no weirdness or anything like that. So that is, that's pretty good. So no tempo then switches over to something called slow tempo practice. Okay, and thank you, Mr. or MRR Mart, Mr. R. Mart. Just purchased your book this week. Awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Please reach out to me and let me know what you think about the book. So now what I'm going to do is, because I've done the moves here with no tempo practice, I'm going to move to slow tempo practice, which is playing it so slow with a pulse, but so slow that I can't make a mistake. Okay, now I'm going to do this from... I mean, the metronome is supposed to be this speed here, 186, but I'm going to go to, let's say, 120, okay. Boom, 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 okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's do this. And our aim here is to play this without making a mistake, okay? So let's do this here. Okay, so I actually only played up to here, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm taking out that big slide. Okay, so I did that one time. Now I'm going to do it again. Now the goal is to play it 3 times without making a mistake. This is called the fast practice formula. I'll get into that in just a second here, but I am racing against the clock, so... Okay, that's 2. Now I'm going to do the 3rd time. Okay, now I did it 3 times without making a mistake. Now I can either increase the amount, increase the speed, or increase the complexity. Now I'm going to increase the amount, but I'm also going to start from here, and I'm just going to make sure that I get this slide. Looking up at the 17th fret before I get there. Okay, and so I did that 3 times without making a mistake. Now I'm going to do it from this bar. Okay, 2. Now the 3rd time. Okay, Cool. I got a boogie on this because even though I have 26 minutes, I have to learn a whole other song. So now I'm going to do a little bit faster. I'm going to skip some steps, but typically 3 times without making a mistake. That's when you want to move on. So I'm going to just boost this to 160. So okay, that's not bad. Now I'm just going to investigate something here. Okay. Hey Rocky, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, I'm gonna do some pull-offs and hammer-ons over here. Actually, 2 pull-offs. Yeah, that's gonna be good. So. Okay. Let's actually see what's picking. So, that might be better actually. That's better. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just getting a little bit of the mechanics down. Yeah. Now that I got that locked in at a slower speed, I'm just kind of ramping it up. Okay, I'm skipping some steps here, but that is about 5 minutes here, yeah. So I'm gonna set another 5. I got a really boogie on this. Cool, okay, let's see, up to speed, 186. This is more of like a warm up here for the other riff. Cool. All right. So my goal is going to be to play it twice. Let's do that with the metronome, and then I'm going to. So twice in a row is the goal. I'm going to play twice in a row. So. Cool, notice how I'm playing it with clean, because now when I play with distortion, it is going to sound better. So watch this. Cool, that sounds very, very good. So let's try this with Riff Station. I'm going to play. Hey Don, how's it going, buddy? I just remember there's one more part that I need to play. Okay, so this is the backing track here. Yeah, that part there. Okay, so there's one little section I have to learn. What am I doing? 3 more minutes. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so let me get the camera back on here. Hey Mike, how's it going, buddy? All right, and then I put a star here. Yes, this is why you star parts, because that saves you time. So, yeah, okay. And then it goes, so this part right here, so I'm just in hyper mode here because I'm racing against the clock, but because I got the main coordinations down, it should be okay. And but I'm gonna go no tempo practice first. Yeah, it's just the same kind of thing from the previous riff, so I'm leveraging what I learned before for this. Yeah, cool. Okay, I think I'm good. Now, even if you don't fully understand what I did there, basically every single part I'm learning no tempo practice first without any pulse, then I'm gonna learn slowly, then I play it 3 times without making a mistake before moving on. So, but because I learned this before, I did the work before on the previous section up here, it actually helped out. Now, between knowing the song, or learning a song that I love, as well as playing working through the sections bit by bit over here, then what happened was I was able to leverage what I learned, the coordinations I learned here, and I was able to play that in a different location as well. And you'll see how that all comes together when I play with the record like so. So let's go back here.
Ooh, yeah.
That is fun. Yes. Okay, awesome. So that one's done. Under 10 minutes there. That was a little bit of a warm-up there. So again, I know what this riff is supposed to sound like. And that's why it's so important that you learn riffs that you love, because you know what it's supposed to sound like. So even if even if I switched anything, if I went like, instead of that bend, if I played like a slide, I know that it's supposed to go bom 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 ba da 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 dum ba 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 dum ba 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 dum, and if I represent that, like if I know what it's supposed to sound like, it doesn't matter if I do all downstrokes or if I do. It's actually kind of hard with one finger up to speed. Yeah. If I played it with one finger, I could still pull that off. It would be like a little bit slower, but I could still do that because I know what it's supposed to sound like, okay? It's so important that you learn riffs that you love. So let's go now to Are You Gonna Go My Way? And let's load that up here. And by the way, is this helpful, guys? Can you hear the backing track clearly? I want to make sure that you can you can hear things like how I'm hearing them. And let me know in the chat. All right, so now I'm going to attempt to learn. So the next part is going to be, Are You Gonna Go My Way? Okay, so I'm gonna learn the main riff. I'm going to learn I'm gonna learn, hey Paul, how's it going, buddy? All right, so I'm going to learn the main riff here. I'm going to learn, there's a couple of sections that I'll learn. You'll see. Instead of me explaining that, this is the main part here, the main riff. So what I'll do is I'll go back to clean. No, wrong one. So element, I got so many windows open. So back to clean, and then get the camera back on here. Okay, cool. So, all right, now let's go here. I've got to set a timer for 5 minutes. Okay, 18 minutes. Okay, this should be okay. Basically, so I'm gonna play. This tab book's a bit weird. C. I don't know why it's saying C and D, but I'm guessing there's a bend there. I'm not gonna do the bend first. I'm just gonna simplify this just to make sure with no tempo practice. Okay, and I'm just doing that, like, again, I'm doing this so that my brain could absorb what's supposed to happen here, right? So I know it's supposed to go ba ba. It's got to be like or ba da da dum, ba da da dum, ba ba da da dum, ba da da dum. I know it's supposed to do like a bend there, but I'm not doing that because I just want to make sure that I can execute this. So with no tempo, now with slow tempo. So this is the ba da 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 dum da 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 dum. So I'm 128. I'm gonna go to 75. Slow tempo practice. Play it so slow that I can't make a mistake. Everybody's got a different speed for that, by the way. So slow I can't make a mistake. Now I do this 3 times total. So I did it once already. I'm gonna do it again. So. Now, third time. Cool. All right, so now what I would do, I would typically go up 3 to 5 BPM at a time and do the same exact thing. But I've got to skip some steps because I've got to get to the end result a lot faster. I'm racing against the clock here. So now, I'm going to do, instead of a bend, I'm going to do a slide. So because bends typically are the most stressful, so I'm just going to do a slide first. Now you see it's starting to sound like the riff, right? So I'm gonna actually, I'm supposed to get to 128, so I'm gonna go to like 106. Okay, so and one more time. Okay, all right, let's keep going. I'm just gonna kind of see with this slide version if I can go 128. So. One more time. Okay, that was 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to try something different here. I'm going to do a hammer pull-off. Okay, so I'm going to actually go faster than the tempo. This is called power of contrast. I'm going to go faster. I don't normally do this on Pajama Jam. It's a bit of an advanced technique. Okay, I'm doing that because now when I go back to 128, it's actually like a vacation. So it's like a vacation because it was faster, and now it is, when I go back to the target tempo, it's actually slower. So that's just a bit of an advanced technique there. All right, messing with my mind. Cool, let's go with the... actually, let's do this. Let's go with the riff from on Riff Station. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Wait for the fill. By the way, what's kind of cool is that this, he doesn't do that on the record. He does a bend, and I'll get to that in a second. But I kind of like this hammer pull-off thing. It kind of sounds cool. So it sounds like, even though I'm doing this in a way that was supposed to simplify, reduce the complexity, and I did a slide first, then I turned it into a hammer pull-off. It kind of sounds intentional. It sounds like, and that's good, I'm making good time here. It sounds like that's what I intended to do, and that's like a stylistic choice. So let's see what happens now if I go to learn the bend here. Or maybe I'll go do a down. See, with the 3rd and 4th string, you could either do an up bend or a down bend. What should I do there? To be honest, I kind of like this better. But let's see now with the riff. That's actually pretty cool. So now there's a couple other ones that I have to learn with 12 minutes left. Hey Dan, how's it going, buddy? Good to have you here. So now when it goes I should have a star beside it. Yeah, see, this is why we star the tab, guys, is because I don't want to search for it. I don't want to like look through the tab. I want to look for the big red star. So okay, It's gonna keep repeating. Ba-da-dum-ba-bum-bum, ba-da-dum-ba-bum-bum, ba-da-dum-ba-bum-bum. Then it goes. No. No. It's okay, I'm going to slow it down. I did 2 mistakes in a row. That means I have to decrease the speed, decrease the amount, or decrease the complexity. I'm getting too far ahead of myself, and even me, a guy who wrote a book on practicing less and playing more, I am breaking my own rules here. So I could fall into those traps where I just try to get it, like, like a 4-year-old kid, just like persistent and not thinking about it and strategically. So I just got to take a second to 2 mistakes in a row. It's got to trigger okay, my mind is saying, nope, I got to slow it down. Yeah. It's 2 times. 3 times without making a mistake. Fast practice formula is so powerful because now, yeah. It's great. Okay, so if I go, okay, let me learn this one more time. Strategic approaches are always best. Okay, so maybe I'll use my thumb there. Oh, that sounds so much better. It feels good too. Yeah. Yeah, because then it goes back. What a killer riff. Oh my God. Oh my God, Lenny. All right. So, this part here. It's like such a great take on the blues. I'm not a huge fan of the blues, to be honest. Like, I know that's kind of blasphemous, but this is like a cool take on the blues. Okay, like one of my favorite guitar players, if not my favorite guitar player, John Mayer. He's a big blues guy, but like it doesn't sound like traditional blues. Like it's just I like, there's just so much melody in what he does, and this blues as well, but this has great groove to it, and has some balls to it. Really good stuff. Okay, so let's play. Let's find that section. Okay, that's the chorus. I'm trying to find. Yeah, this part. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a count here. Ah, damn, timer, come on. Come on, okay. So, let's try this again. Okay, so I have to learn that part there. Almost there, guys, almost there. I should have started. Oh man, this is why organization is so important. The start is there. This is what I gotta learn. I don't even have to think about it. Okay, so no tempo practice. Looks like a triad there. And then to an A. Right here. Bum, bum, bum. I'm gonna scrap this little 7th fret here at the top there. Again, when you know what it's supposed to sound like, that's like half the battle. Okay, so it goes. I'm doing no tempo practice. Okay, and then cool. Okay, slow tempo practice. So let's actually. I'm gonna do. It was 128's the target. I'm gonna do 109. So now I did that one time, now I'm going to do it 3 times without making a mistake. So. Okay, now the 3rd time, so. Okay, there's a tiny little error in there, the little chukka I did in the wrong spot. It's not a big deal. I'm not worried about that. And then it goes, so bum, bum, bum. Then here, bum, bum, bum. Three times. So. Cool. I think we should be good to go with that. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. All right, let's give it a shot, shall we? Get that one more time there, that part there, boom, dome, that's right. Cool, let me see what's going on in the tab there. I forgot about that shot. Yeah, this is it right here, boom, got to know, oh yeah. Okay, so let me nail that part. I am very, very happy with that. So I wasn't planning on learning the bridge. I don't even think I have it starred here. But let's see. Bump. Oh no, I do have it. Okay, I do have it here. I think I did this just in case. 4. So let's see what's going on here. Bum, 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 bum. You know, it's crazy how when you know what the song is supposed to sound like, a lot of it just comes out naturally. And I've built up some momentum here. My mind is very focused right now. I started the session dead tired, I'll be honest. I was pretty damn tired, but now I'm fired up because these are some fun riffs. So what I'm gonna do here with the 3 minutes left, I'm pretty confident that I'd be able to play that with the record, but I'm going to play from this part here. I'm just going to do one full sort of pass here. Yeah, from there. That's cool. That'll be good. So. All right, my friends, that is all she wrote for tonight. I am actually very, very happy with how that went. That was a lot of fun. And man, is it fun playing along with the track. That is, in my opinion, what it's all about, is playing along with other sources. Sometimes I would do with the looper, sometimes I would do with tracks, but I'm going to make that a staple. I'm always going to try to find a backing track to play along to. I wish I could play along with the record, but that's not really kosher on Facebook. So I'll play along with the backing track like this. But if I was just practicing by myself, I would be playing along with records, with the original records. I want to be listening to as realistic of a situation as possible. So I always want the guitar to be played with other instruments, whether that's with records, whether that's with other musicians. Okay, and so that's what I teach. That's what I preach as well, and that's what I also do. So. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Let me know in the chat what you thought of that, if that was something that was helpful for you, if that was entertaining, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, bending on the third string over here at this part of the neck, I mean, my index finger is going to be feeling that a little bit tomorrow, but it was worth it. That was a lot of fun, and I'm really happy that that you got to witness that journey there. I mean, beat the clock for sure. We did pretty well. Rock and Roll is Dead was within 10 minutes, and then Are You Gonna Go My Way was within about 15 minutes, I would say. But I feel very confident about that, and yeah, that was very, very cool. Definitely one of my favorite episodes so far because they're just so much fun to play. Some riffs are just really fun to play. They feel good, and it's just a lot of fun to play. So I'm going to get rid of the countdown timer over here. And cool, thanks Lance, thanks Johnny. Hey Basher, how's it going, buddy? And Mikey, yes, cool. That was a lot of fun. Cool, so if you want to learn what I just did, if you want to be able to do that, definitely check out my book, Practice Less, Play More. You can pick that up on Amazon or on my site. You can get that at go.playmoresongs.com. And then also, if you want my help to play more songs and do that with a lot less practice, then definitely check out playfromdayone.com. Add your name to the waiting list, and I'll reach out to you if it feels like a good fit. There are some questions that I want you to answer just so that I can know what's going on, what your situation is, and see if or how I can help you. And then and then we can chat about to see if it's a good match. So, and speaking of Mikey's, hey buddy, sounded great too. Thank you, man. What software was that? That's it's called Riff Station. So that's called Riff Station. It's what I use for most playback, because when you load up an MP3, typically it detects the tempo. So you crank the metronome, and it just has the metronome that keeps the timing intact. So yeah, it's good software. I mean, it's Riff Station and Transcribe are my two favorite audio sort of practice softwares, because you can loop things, and each one has its own strengths. But yeah, that's what that was, Riff Station. So and also I'm going to hang out for a bit, and I'm going to answer some questions. So please do ask. Let me know what songs you're working on, and I'm just going to have a quick drink of water over here, but I always like to make sure that I have, a good amount of time for some Q&A. All right. Yeah, so basically, just to recap, when you're practicing, no tempo practice is what you start with, because that's where you're just kind of skimming through the material without the pressure of having a steady pulse. Once you do that, you're kind of also seeing like what's involved. Are there bends? Are there, and I forgot to pause this here. Are there bends? Are there slides? Are there weird finger combinations? Are there weird chords? And making sure that you kind of like get a grip on that, because you don't want it to have the pressure of the pulse. That's going to increase your stress meter if you have the pressure of playing to a pulse. So what we got to do instead is we play with no tempo practice first. Then once we get through that section, then our goal is to play it with slow tempo practice. So it's so slow we can't make a mistake. And that's it. For everybody, that's a different speed. But you get that speed, you do it successfully, and then you make sure that you you do it 3 times without making a mistake. Then you get into fast practice formula territory, where fast practice formula says that you have to play something 3 times without making a mistake. Let me actually load this up here. I'm going to load up the fast practice formula because this is a good reminder for everyone. Where is it? Fast practice formula. Oh, is that on the other? Might be on the other one. Let me see here. That is so fast practice formula. Okay, and is that locked? Let me see if I can drag this over into, I can, yes, okay. Fast practice formula. So basically fast practice formula dictates that when you play something 3 times without making a mistake, 3xWMM, 3 times without making a mistake, you either increase the speed, increase the amount, or increase the complexity. So what that means is, remember how I played Are You Gonna Go My Way with the slide first? So I went like this. I didn't do a bend, I didn't go. I did a slide first. And then when I got that feeling good, I increased the speed. And then once I did that, then I increased the complexity. I played a hammer and a pull-off. And then once I got that down, then I increased the complexity again and I did the bend. Alright, so increase the complexity, but that's only after you play something 3 times without making a mistake, because 1 time might be lucky, 2 times might also be lucky. 3 times in a row, if you're able to play something 3 times in a row, that usually means that you're able to play it, that you got it down, okay, and mostly up here. So if you make 2 mistakes in a row, like I did at some point in the session, I also was like, whoa, 2 mistakes in a row, I got to either decrease the speed, decrease the amount, or decrease the complexity. So I could play less notes, I can play slower speed, or I can decrease the complexity. Maybe the bend wasn't good, like it was too much, it overwhelmed me, so I decrease the complexity and I go back to, let's say, the hammer and the pull-off. So anyway, that is the fast practice formula. This thing is gold when it comes to practicing, okay? Following this, if you let yourself follow this is like a game. 3 times without making a mistake, it's like points that you score, and you just follow that. You follow it where it helps, I call this the steering wheel, it helps you to steer the car, and so you know the direction of your practice, whereas you know where the destination is, but you know, just pressing the gas pedal, like I was doing on some of the parts, it wasn't good. Like some of the parts I was skipping too many steps, I went too fast, and then it was just like, whoa. 2 mistakes in a row, 2 MR. 2 mistakes in a row means I gotta slow down, I gotta go back, either decrease speed, decrease the amount, or the complexity. Fast practice formula. That is definitely gold. If you go to my merch store, then I think it's rockstarmind.com/merch. I'm not 100% sure if that link works. But if you go to rockstarmind.com, there's a link at the top that says merch. You can get a fast practice formula poster. I recommend that you have that on your wall, so it's just a constant reminder of what to do. I always want to make sure that you have all the tools that you need to make sure that this guy over here is in check. You're set up for success. Okay. And the other factor, like I mentioned and I keep mentioning, is you want to learn songs that you love, because that gives you such a head start. First of all, it's so much more fun. I love these riffs. I'm definitely going to keep playing these riffs. It's way more fun. You know what it's supposed to sound like. And remember, songs are just excuses to learn different techniques, but it's way more interesting than if you were going to play exercise or scales. Okay? You learn everything that you need just based on learning songs. Okay, if you want to dig in deeper after that to theory or scales or things like that, yeah, by all means. But trust me, the songs are just the best way to learn how to play guitar, because they're so much fun. Okay, and that fun is what brings you to the guitar. And then when you use the fast practice formula and these strategies that I have in my book, Practice Less, Play More, as well as if I'm your mentor in Play from Day One, if you're part of my mentorship program, then this is just how you get results. And when you get results, then you're hooked. Then you pick up the guitar all the time. You don't even have to think about picking up the guitar, because you have good feelings attached to it. When you have bad feelings attached to the guitar, that's when you make up excuses. That's when you put it down. All right, a little bit of a soapbox rant, but let me just double check. I want to make sure, because the chat doesn't include the groups from Facebook, so I just want to make sure. By the way, you guys still there? Let me know, is this helpful? Let me know, does this stuff make sense? It's very important to me that it does. So let me just make sure that this is, and I see Denis said he didn't receive his badge. I see. Oh yes. The badge. So right now the play from day one. The badges that were created were for VIP members. So far, those are the ones. For pro members, I'll be getting those designed. We'll get that designed, I'm sure, sometime soon. But so far, it's just VIP members. So let me just double check here. Let me make sure that. Okay, perfect. All right. Hey, Stella. I don't know if you're still here, but I see your comment here. I'm glad that you can make it to the episode. So, and okay, cool. Yeah. So I will, as far as and not 100% sure, Basher, if that's a little bit of a bash there. Basher being a pro member and all, but yeah, I knew it was. I don't need no stinking badges. That's amazing. All right, Basher. Well, when I design the pro badge, then I'll make sure that that you don't get one. I mean, let me show. So this is what the guys are talking about over here. Let me see here. Badges, and okay. So this is what they're talking about. So play from day one VIP member badge to put on all of your photos and family photos on the wall. This is what they're talking about. And so I'll have the pro one designed as well. This one's for VIP members. So that's amazing. I knew. See, it's so funny. You know some people so well sometimes that they don't even have to say that much, and you know exactly what they're getting at. Basher writes A, and I know exactly what he's getting at. It's so funny. That's amazing. Awesome. All right. So let's see. Do we have any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Let me know, and I'm just gonna hang out for a little bit longer, and just gonna have a quick drink over here. The only thing I don't like about this this lapel mic over here on my strap is that you could hear like it kind of sounds a bit gross when I'm drinking, but you're like, you know, or whatever. Anyway, it's all good. So let's see. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything here in the chat. Did you guys enjoy the session? Let me know if it was helpful. Let me know if you if there were any highlights for you, if there were any takeaways that you have. I always like, whenever there's any training or anything like that, or just really anything that you're watching, it's always a good idea to just look for like one takeaway. Like, what's one memorable moment? What's one memorable thing? And because it's just too overwhelming to try to remember so many different things. If there's one thing that you learned today, or one thing that you're going to bring into your guitar practice and your guitar playing, I'd love to know what it is. Even if you're watching the replay, even if you were watching live and then you pop back in, I would love to know what your number one takeaway was from the session. So if there aren't any other questions, then we could wrap this one up. The replay is going to be available as soon as I hit stop. It's going to be available on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter, as well as I will be posting the highlights video, which will be just a condensed version of this episode, on Instagram and on Facebook. So check back for that either tomorrow or on Friday. And that is pretty much it, my friends. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. This was a lot of fun. I love broadcasting these episodes to you guys. It sounds like you guys are really enjoying them, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm always accepting requests for songs. I'm always on the lookout for more riffs. And so hopefully the next one will be, man, this one, it's big shoes to fill on this episode here, because that was so much fun. I didn't think the riffs were going to be that much fun. let's just see here before we wrap up. Mike is saying, from watching past couple of weeks, it has helped kind of read along tabs with you. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, again, it's mostly, the most important thing is that you're just watching how, like, the discipline that I have of following the steps and what result it gives me. That's the main thing. Anything else is bonus. If you're following along with a tab, that's cool. I tried talking about what I'm doing and selecting the part of the screen so you could follow along with that. But the main thing is that you're watching how I'm practicing and why I'm doing what I'm doing and how the strategies work. Awesome. Brandon, that was an awesome riff. Okay, cool. Sounds a bit obvious, maybe, but most helpful takeaway for me was 3MM and 2MR in action. Yeah, fast practice formula, man. Telling you, really, for anybody who's known me for, longer than a day has heard this before. Anybody who has known me for longer than a year or over 10 years has heard this and will continue to hear this. You guys are going to continue to hear this. There's so many songs that we can apply this to, and my job is just to keep repeating it so that it just keeps hammering in, so that you don't trail off like I did with that mistake that I made, how I was just kind of running off and trying to play fast. I was getting into some bad habits there. 2 mistakes in a row, boom, fast practice formula right back up here, driving the car, steering properly. So that's what this stuff is for, and that's what I'm here for, is to keep reminding you of these principles. All right, so I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and looks like Tommy is off. Good night, buddy. Awesome. Well, again, I had a great time tonight. I hope you did too. Check back for the replays, check back for the highlight video, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much, and talk soon.